Hi there, good afternoon. I am Raleigh Brown, and this is another curve flattening concert. And first man in today is Steve DeHaas on YouTube out there in Northern California. Robin Gray is here from, oh God, Chicago, right? Somewhere in Illinois. Tom Dietz is here from Vermont. Charlie Bryant from the People's Republic of Montgomery County in Maryland. Kit Sarikaku is here from Oahu, the 50th state. And Warren Bendler and Janelle are here from South Euclid, Ohio. Connie Adams from Santa Barbara, I think. Johnson Hogg from France. Hi, Johnson. And Keith Shaw from Northeast Ohio. Deb Leiby-Clark from Ambler, PA. S.A. Tudhope, that's Shirley Tudhope to you. She keeps that a secret, I guess. From the great Northwest. And folks are coming in. There's Donna Zach Beal from the Philadelphia suburbs, Kathy Marzik from upstate New York, where it is cold today, and Rhonda Scott Merrick is on the road in Chicago, and Carol Pred from Mentor, Ohio. And Robin is right in the city of Chicago, not the suburbs. Good on ya. And I sometimes miss the years when I lived in Philadelphia. And then sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't miss my dog walking onto broken glass at the park and stuff like that. Anyhow, I thank you all for joining me. We're going to get right to business pretty soon here after we have cloinked. There's David Arthur Radcliffe, and here's a cloink to you, David, and to all the non-U.S. people who join us here. It's lovely having you here. It's lovely to know that there are people in non-fascist countries. Who get to tune in. And Bob McKenna is here, and Dwight Shoemate out there in, I forgot the name of Cabot, Arkansas. And like that. So here's the deal. Oh, yeah, so there's a Charlie picture. It's a little, not blurry, but kind of grainy. Because the light wasn't that good, I had to bump it up. That's Charlie under the table. Those are the table legs next to him, chewing his bone while trying to calm himself in preparation for today's concert. And I don't even know where he is right now. He might be in the bedroom. So we started the wood stove a couple times in the last couple days, just little starter fires just to dry it out. And but he still sees the flame, and he still doesn't like it. So there you go. Anyhow, I'm cloinking with decaf, but high-powered decaf today from the Broad Street Grind in Souderton, PA. Nice folks over there. A nice little room you can go in, and not even little, it's kind of big, where you could go and sit and have a cup of coffee, although I just pick mine up and come home. Denny Oliver is here, and hi, Denny. And that's Charlie. We'll put him away. So I had this idea. I was thinking about, when I first picked up the guitar, I don't know why from the time I was 3 years old I wanted to play the guitar. It's honest truth. It's a mystery. It's like something, I always tell people I didn't choose the guitar chose me, and it's probably true. Of course, once I got interested in it, I still didn't know what to do about that. And, I remember, my mom at some point when my brother went to college, he got a guitar. And so they got me a guitar, for like $25 each. And I was sick with the flu, and I had nothing to do. I was stuck, in my bedroom, and I got out this guitar, and I think we had managed to tune it. Even that was a struggle, because all you had was a little pitch pipe back then. And I figured out the bass line from this Dave Clark 5 song that I think was called Coming Home, and it went no, went like, that's in the key of F, but whatever. Anyhow, I figured it out by ear, just like I just did now. Although I think it took me a little longer back then. And that was like, I still knew nothing. And then it was years later that my brother learned a little bit of guitar while he was counseling at a summer camp. He came home and showed me some chords and some little, stuff like that. And then I took it from there. However, once I started actually playing the guitar, that whole thing of me being possessed by it kicked right back in, and all I wanted to do was get better at the guitar. A lot of people say, the guys say they started playing the guitar to meet girls. I was not unaware of the fact that it might involve meeting some girls, and I only learned later that the better you get, the less interested they are. They want you to go or something like that. So it wasn't even that, but I started hearing things as I listened to albums, LPs, and one of the things that really drew me were songs where I felt like the guitar arrangement was just enmeshed with the song, and the two things went together. And so I thought I'd just play 4 songs like that for you today. No instrumentals, because all of these have an instrumental component. And then I was realizing, as I was sitting here, I was thinking, well, they're all classic arrangements except one that I learned from people. And then I realized, but I've changed them all appreciably, but they still sound like the original arrangement. I'll tell you about each one. So this one is Reynardine, and it's Bert Jansch's arrangement. Reynardine is either, depending on what you believe, he's either a highwayman or a werewolf or some combination of the two. And he is pursuing a young woman. And that's the story of the song. But and Bert learned it from Ann Briggs, who is a wonderful a cappella singer. But he made up this unique guitar arrangement for it. And I teach that arrangement on the Bert Jansch DVD that I did for Stefan Grossman. But I can't sing it in that key, so I had to rework it. So it sounds as much as I could make it sound like Bert's arrangement and still work. So this is Reynardine with a tip of the hat to the great Bert Jansch, the late great Bert Jansch. One evening as I rambled among the spring and thyme, I overheard a young woman converse with Reynardine. Her hair was black, her eyes were blue, her lips as red as wine, and he smiled as he looked upon her, did the sly, bold Reynardine. She said, "Young man, please be civil, my company forsake, for in my good opinion I believe you are a rake." "Oh no," said he, "I am no rake, brought up in Venus trade, but I'm searching for concealment all from the judge's men." lost their former die, and she fell into his arms then, all on the mountain high. He had not kissed her once or twice till she came to again, and modestly she asked him, "Pray tell to me your name." He said, "My dear, if you look for me, perhaps you'll not me find, but I'll be in my green castle. Pray inquire for Reynardine." By day and night she followed him, his teeth so bright did shine, and he led her over the mountain, did the sly bold Reynardine. Did the sly bold Reynardine. Reynardine, and at least the spirit of Bert Jansch's arrangement. And I hope you can hear how important the guitar part is in the total picture of that tune. It's just a beautiful conception by Jansch. And we're going to switch to a guitar in drop D. I told you guys the other day that I hate to use this guitar in drop D because of its short scale. I lied. Well, this is a case where I felt like I better use this guitar and have it be in drop D. And I tuned it carefully, so I beg your forbearance. So the next one I'm going to do for you is actually probably the first song I consciously heard and said, wow, I love the way the guitar part goes with the vocal part on that song. And it was on an album called The Blues Project from Elektra Records. It was a compendium album with a bunch of acoustic blues artists. It predated the band that was called The Blues Project, which was subsequently started by Danny Kalb, who appeared on this album as well. But this is maybe the first Dave Van Ronk tune I ever heard. And that album, if you can find it, you can go on YouTube and look for the Blues Project entire album. And it's all on there, a 40-minute thing. And it's got Spider John Kerner, Snaker Dave Ray, Eric Von Schmidt, Dave Van Ronk, Jeff Mulder, and Ian, the guy who did the original arrangement of Wine and Boy, who was a Gary Davis student. Ian Buchanan was his name. Anyhow, it's great listening still. Those guys were just so far ahead of the game and getting into the old blues. And this is Van Ronk's tune, and I think he wrote it. He probably put it together from a bunch of old lyrics from other blues tunes. I've never heard anyone do anything close to this exact version. but it has this guitar part. And now the thing that I changed on this one is he did it in open D tuning. So I would have had to tune 3 more strings differently to do that, and I just don't feel like doing that. But I realized that I could do it in drop D and get almost everything. It sounds about the same. So the thing I heard, which he sang along with, I'll play you in a second. I want to say hi to a couple people. So I see Amy Farabee is here, and Jeanette Hubner, and Lori Payne, and Donna Greenberg, and Jambone Jim, and Kathy Craw up in Canada, and Betsy McIntyre, who I haven't seen in a while. I hope you're doing well, Betsy. And Kathy Marzik, I said. Ginger Hopper is here, and we said hi to Kit. Stephen Selman is here. Good to see you, Stephen. And Janet Kerman-Hannon. A bunch of folks stopping by. It's great to see you all. Rich Fowler. I think I got about everybody there. If I missed any of you, I apologize. And if you, yeah, I think I've got them all. Okay, so the arrangement that Van Ronk did was he kind of sang along with the melody, and he kind of went. I woke up this morning, good gal on my mind. I woke up this morning, good gal on my mind. I woke up this morning, good gal on my mind. She's a sweet little woman, and I hate to leave her behind. Now, did you ever feel like you wake up cold and ever feel like you wake up cold in hand? Ever feel like you wake up cold in hand? Ever feel like you wake up cold in hand? That's a sure sign, baby, your woman's got another man. Now my right side jump, my flesh begin to, my flesh begin to crawl. My right side jump, my flesh begin to crawl. My right side jump and my flesh begin to crawl. That's a sure sign, baby, there's another mule kicking in your stall. Now if you don't want me, please don't let me. Honey, please don't let me know. If you don't want me, please don't let me know. If you don't want me, please don't let me know. Well, a boy like me, he needs somewhere to go. And if I mistreat you, I sure don't. I sure don't mean no harm. If I mistreat you, I sure don't mean no harm. Well, if I mistreat you, sure don't mean no harm. I'm a motherless child, and I'm a long way from my home. I got trouble in my mind. I guess I always will. I got trouble in my mind. guess I always will. Got trouble in my mind, I guess I always will. Well, love and trouble bound to get me killed. Well, I woke up this morning, good gal on mine. Oh, good gal on my mind. I woke up this morning, good gal on my mind. I woke up this morning, good gal on my mind. She's a sweet little woman, I hate to leave her behind. The Bad Dream Blues from Dave Van Ronk, and I see that my old buddy Jim Greco is here, and Michelle Valeri's here. Well, there are other places you might hear it, Michelle, but you'll certainly hear it from me. So that is that. Now it's time for announcements, and there is, as always, a PayPal thing right there next to my left index finger. And Venmo, if you'd like to give a little something, or if you'd rather give to your local food bank, even though the country has theoretically started up again. I'm sure Trump will be trying to avoid paying any money to anybody for anything. And do as you wish. There are invisible people. There are invisible people. And one of them is George Young of Winter Garden, Florida. And then there's Joel Biget of France. And then there's Mario Prue, who built this guitar. He made this guitar. Right there on the headstock, it says Prue in maple inlay. And maybe Judith Fox, my old friend from Virginia. So, and then the guitars today, the earlier guitar I used is the Pre-War Guitars Company Double O in Brazilian rosewood. Very pretty. And Adirondack spruce, torrefied Adirondack spruce. I asked my buddy Lynn Dudenbostel, who's one of the great luthiers of the world, what he thought about torrefied spruce. And he said, nah, it's just a fad. He said, I don't think it makes any difference. I don't know myself, but that one's torrefied. Sounds nice. I have a bunch of guitars that are not torrefied. They sound nice. Nice to have choices. So those are the guitars, the Prue RBL 00 and the Pre-War Double Ot. And then we did all that. So on the schedule for me personally, in real live gigs, I have a gig in January is the next one, and it's with Bunny Barnes and Kurt Lippy at the Sellersville Theater. It's a wonderful little theater here in my hometown, holds about 400 people. And actually tonight, one of the great guitarists in the world is there, Pierre Bensoussan. And I've met Pierre several times over the years, so I may go over and hear him. He's a force of nature unto himself. He's like no other guitarist anywhere. And really wonderful. So if you're in the northeast Pennsylvania or southeast Pennsylvania area, there might still be seats. I don't know. And but that's my only gig right now is this January one. We'll talk about it more later. Here online, I am on right now. I believe Helen Avakian and David Irwin will be on Thursday, tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I did not see anything on either Slim's page or Bunny's page. Bunny is opening for Pierre. I did not see anything on their pages about doing anything on Friday, so I don't know. Warren is scheduled to do a 3 o'clock show on Saturday. Warren Bendler, you can go to his page, and I'll be back with my usual Sunday show. I was going to go into Philly, and Ann Mintz was having Louis Collins, who's a wonderful singer and I think songwriter too, from New England, and she ended up having to cancel. She has COVID. A lot of COVID going around, so watch yourselves. So I will be back on Sunday. That's all I got to say. So next up, this was a Bunny Barnes says, I just got back from Nerf from Pierre tonight. Haven't thought about Friday yet. Keep an eye on my page. Okay, Bunny, I may stop by tonight. I'm not sure. If I can drag myself off the couch, I might come over and hear the music. And maybe even say hello to Pierre, who I've known distantly for many years. So this was a conscious attempt. I took a song that did not have an embedded guitar arrangement like this. And what I actually said, this is a Bob Dylan song, which I've always loved, Tangled Up in Blue. And I kind of said, if Bert Jansch had composed an arrangement for this song, what would he have done? And this is what I came up with. So I love the song. I'm happy with my arrangement. Early one morning the sun was shining. I was laying in bed, wondering if she had changed at all, if her hair was still red. Her folks, they said our lives together, that sure was gonna be tough. They never did like Mama's homemade dress. Daddy's bank book wasn't big enough. And I was standing by the side of the road, rain pouring on my shoes, headed out for the East Coast. Lord knows I paid some dues getting through. Tangled up in blue. Now she was married when we first met, soon to be divorced. I helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. We drove that car as far as we could, abandoned it out west. We broke up on a dark, sad night, both agreeing it was best. She turned around to look at me as I was walking away. I heard her say over her shoulder, we'll meet again someday on the avenue. Tangled up in blue. Now I had a job in the great Northwest, working as a cook for a spell, but I never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell. So I drifted on down to New Orleans, where my luck it was to be employed, working for a while on a fishing boat just outside of Delacroix. But all the time I was alone, the past was close behind. I seen a lot of women, she never escaped my mind, and I just grew tangled up in blue. Now she was working in a topless place, and I stopped in for a beer. I just kept staring at the side of her face in the spotlight so clear. And later on, when the crowd thinned out, I was just about to do the same. She was standing there beside my chair. She said, "Tell me, don't I know your name?" Well, I muttered something underneath my breath. She studied the lines in my face. I must admit, I felt a little uneasy when she bent down to tie the laces of my shoe. Tangled up in blue. She lit a burner on the stove and offered me a pipe. "I thought you'd never say hello," she said. "You look like the silent type." Then she opened up a book of poems, handed it to me, written by an Italian poet from the 13th century. And every one of them words rang true, glowed like burning coals, jumping off of every page like they was written in my soul. From me to you, tangled up in blue. Well, I lived with them on Montague Street, in the basement down the stair. There was music in the cafes at night and revolution in the air. Till he started into dealing with slaves. Something inside of him died. She had to sell everything she owned, froze up inside. And then when finally the bottom fell out, I became withdrawn. The only thing I knew how to do was to keep on keeping on, like a bird that flew, tangled up in blue. So now I'm going back again. I got to get to her somehow. All those people we used to know, they're an illusion to me now. You know, some are mathematicians and some are carpenters' wives. I don't know how it all got started. I don't know what we did with our lives. But me, I'm still on the road, heading for another joint. We always did feel the same. We just saw it from a different point of view. Tangled up in blue. Tangled Up in Blue by Bob Dylan. One of so many great songs he wrote, but that's one that really stands out. And stands up with time. Let me see if I'm missing anybody here. Take a quick look. I'm kind of running long. I usually only do these for a half hour, and I got talking. That's the bad stuff there. I think I said, Mel Green is here, and Don Galea. Hey, Donnie. And okay, I think I've covered most everybody I should have said hi to. Mike Verbeek, I got you. All right. And this last one, again, this is an arrangement which I tried to learn almost verbatim at one point, but the years and my own contrary little self, I've changed certain things here and there. It probably sounds nothing like it did originally. I learned this from the playing of the great Steve Mann, who became a friend of mine near the end of his life. And Steve took this Ray Charles song, written by Henry Glover, I believe, and did the quintessential guitar arrangement of it. So. Well, it brings a tear to my eye when I begin to realize that I've cried so much since you've been gone, and it keeps on raining on and on and on. Well, I sit and I cry, just like a little child. These tears of mine, they're running wild. And if you don't think you're gonna come home soon, well, I'm gonna drown. Yes, I'm gonna drown in my own tears. Now you know it's true. That into each life now some rain must pour. Well, I'm so blue, here without you, babe, that it just keeps on raining more and more and more. Well, I've been so blue, and so all alone, ever since I woke up and found you gone. And if you don't think you're gonna come home soon, I'm gonna drown in my own tears. I'm gonna drown in my own tears. Drown in my own tears. Drown. I'm gonna drown in my own tears. Drown in My Own Tears, arranged kind of by Steve Mann and then by me, and popularized by Ray Charles, written by Henry Glover. So I want to thank you all for joining me here today. This was a really fun one for me to do because this is like the driver of my guitar mania as a kid, was these kind of arrangements where the whole thing meshed. You know, you had this beautiful intricate things going on the guitar, and it mixed in with the melody but didn't take away from the vocals, you know. So I thank you for joining me for this. I wish I could dream up an arrangement for the mantra like that this quickly, but I can't. So I'll just do a nice simple mantra. Be happy and be healthy. Be brave and be calm. Be kind, it's a snap. And if you get cranky, take a nap. I see you there, Michael Miller. Thank you. Take care, you guys. I'll see you on Sunday. Listen to whatever you can listen to between now and then. Bye-bye.